Welcome back. It is 1586 and something weird happened. So Family Echo wasn't working earlier, and so I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll wait to do the intro until it's working." And then I guess it just like slipped my mind, and I just started playing the year as if I had done the intro. So I haven't. So there are some spoilers here, but we need to roll for these people because I didn't do it. Um, yeah, anyway, Lena was born successfully, but anyway, I don't know how that happened. Okay, so no 7, 14, or 19 for Peter and Joan. That was close. And that was also close, but they both survived. And then Humphrey Dubois the second, the last Dubois, no 2, 4, or 6. He also survived. Okay, so it's like it never happened, guys. It's like it's fine. It's totally fine. I did not forget to do that. Absolutely not. There's no problems. Anyway, yep, that's all. So let's hop into the game. All right, so here we are in the household. We are going to now start doing a new week of Reaper rewards. So we read another newsletter. Luckily, we didn't have to wait for it to come again because that is super glitched. And then we're going to cook. We actually do have a level 7 cooking. So we are going to cook, and that checks off another thing. And then also we need to flirt or socialize with the Grim Reaper. So we're going to call him over so that we can socialize and flirt with him. He is feeling flirty, so that's, I guess the direction we're going to go in. Also, Yasmina is just, she gets crushes on everybody. It really seems she woohooed with Marie. Like, I just really could see her flirting with the Grim Reaper, and just chatting with him and being like, so, what do I have to do to say bring someone back to life? And getting some advice on upping her gourmet cooking skill, continuing to work on her gardening stuff. So she is just getting some advice from Grim in order to keep going there. For some reason, my bookshelves are all empty. I don't know what happened there, and I don't know how I lost all of my books, but apparently I did. So anyway, we are going to start trying to get our gourmet cooking skill up to level 4 so we can check off this part of the Reaper's Rewards where we cook something with level 4 gourmet cooking. Meanwhile, we have Luke chatting with Marie. Marie is actually very angry with him. She's also sick, but she's very angry with him, and she is saying to him, you're not paying attention to me, you're ignoring me, you guys are being secretive, you're not telling me what's going on. And he's not, because he's like not telling her things because him and his siblings have a code of secrecy where they are not telling anyone about their plans to bring back their dead family members. So he hasn't told her anything, and she's really upset about that. She is really very upset about that. She really feels like he is not paying enough attention to her, and as his betrothed, he should be doting on her and all this stuff. And he's just kind of like, well, I'm kind of busy. Also, keep in mind they're still young. Like, okay, how old is Luke? I gotta check. He 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's still 5 years until, so he's 15. So the fact that he's not, figuring out how to be a good husband this early in his life is, I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. So Luke is only 15, and he's got his betrothed really angry with him because he is not paying her enough attention. He's spending too much time with his siblings, doing all this secret stuff that she's not a part of, and she's really upset by it. And so, because she is also 15, she is going to go complain to her father and complain to her father that Luke isn't paying attention to her, and they have a supportive dynamic now. She is just not happy with the situation. She's like, how can we get married if he won't even pay attention to me? Is this what the rest of my life is going to look like? And Arun is kind of like, whoa, okay. Arun and Watira just have such compatibility, and they both let each other do whatever they want, and they don't care, and they don't get jealous. And so he's not really, knowing how to console her, because he's like, yeah, okay, like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. He's a 15-year-old boy, but also his daughter is really upset, so he's trying to comfort her about it, and he's like, I'll talk to him, don't worry about it. So yeah, Arun is also, not really knowing what quite to do in this situation, but he's going to come and talk to Luke just a little bit, and See, like, hey, Luke, I know you and Marie had a little spat, and I just want you to know that, like, it's okay that that kind of stuff happens. Like, you're just kids. You're still figuring yourselves out. You're still figuring out what you, like, are like, and, what you can do. And, just be aware that, you're hurting her feelings. So you need to consider what you can do to not hurt her feelings. But just like apologize or whatever, and try to do better here. And Luke is just kind of like, dude, you are not my dad. Like, he's like, Arun is really coming from a good place. He's really trying to give good is the best advice he can. And Luke is just kind of like, I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm doing secret stuff. I don't have time for this. you know. So even though Luke is a good person, he rolled to be good. That doesn't mean that he's not always going to make the right choices. So there we go on that part of the Reaper Rewards. Now we need to talk to 3 plants and then also research ambrosia on the computer. So we're going to go do that next. So let's go do that. And then we are going to just... Okay. Nicholas is going to come talk to Yasmina and basically complain to her, like, hey, like, I need a better cover story or whatever. They're like kids. They're literal children. Like, they are trying their best to figure stuff out, but then Marie walks in and they both kind of go, silent there. But we are going to come and talk to some plants. It's kind of weird because you can only talk to plants that are in certain levels of development, which is kind of weird, but okay. And then I did take another cutting from the pomegranate tree, so we're going to have to plant another pomegranate tree to get a third cutting so what we're trying to do is we're trying to put the pomegranate and the orchid together in order to make a death flower. But the problem is that a death flower is going to become ruin the plant once you harvest it. So we need 3 of them. So we need 3 plants. So that's kind of what we're trying to do here is get all of that ready and work on the planting situation. We're going to talk to the plants. And then, yes, it says the next thing we have to do is obtain a death flower, which we obviously have not done and cannot do because our death flower is not ready yet. But it will be ready soon enough, hopefully. Just doing our best there. And so again, her and Nicholas spending a lot of time together trying to figure this out. Constance is still very young. Like, Constance is a lot younger. So we're just working on leaving her mostly out of it. But yes, so we're trying to get all of these death flowers ready so that we can make the ambrosia. And again, they're just chatting. They're having a good time together. They're spending some time. And that is just something that the siblings are, trying to deal with because they want to make their family members come back and they are willing to be all hush hush about it. So meanwhile, we are going to have Yasmina, who has, kind of scheduled an outing with her intended William. And so she is going to go out. But as you can see, so William is actually going to, get caught up in some air stuff or whatever. And so he actually sends Angelo to kind of send his regrets and, escort her home or whatever. And so she's like, she's hungry. She came out here to eat. I still can't use the restaurants for some reason. But, she's hungry. She came here to eat. So they are going to eat something and they are going to just chat a little bit. And, as the time goes on and the chatting gets more deep and everything, they are going to have conversations about, he's going to talk about his mother, who he really feels like he, doesn't really have a ton of support in his household. Again, he doesn't really know that his father thinks he's illegitimate, but, he's going to talk about how his mother was always the one who was closest to him, and now it's really hard. And so, of course, Yasmina is going to talk about her father and her sisters and how she suddenly was like the oldest sibling, and it was just a lot of pressure and hardship for her. And you can kind of see that, like, they are getting flirty with each other. And I didn't even did I click on something? Because I didn't remember clicking on anything flirty, but like I clicked kind of quickly through things, so I guess it's possible. But like, they are just getting flirty with each other for no reason. And of course, Agnes Crumblebottom comes and hits us with her purse. But yeah, so there's that, and then the two of them are just kind of, it's just getting really out of hand, and then all of a sudden they just lean in and kiss. So they have had a kiss, and they both, it took them both by surprise, but they were like, you know what, actually though, but then they both say to each other like, oh gosh, like, you know, she's supposed to be getting married to William. He now has a crush on her, and he's like, but I really like you. Like, I don't think that we should just pretend this never happened. I don't want to pretend it never happened. And Yasmina's like, oh boy, you know, like, not, it's one thing to woohoo with Marie where nothing is going to happen there, but it's another thing to have a guy confessing his love to you when you're supposed to be getting married to his brother. So yeah, she is a little unsure of what to do or where to go from here, but she is now thinking like she's going to have to, you know, do something, because he's probably going to say something to his brother, or she has to say something to his brother about the kiss, or if they still want to get married, or what the deal is, because she likes him a lot. Like, they really connected, and it felt good to her. Like, it wasn't like this kind of thing where she regrets it or anything. She doesn't, but she still, you know, is she going to anger the queen? Like, what is going to happen there? She doesn't really know where to go from there about the whole situation. And so she is like, uh-oh, I may have gotten myself in a bit of a pickle. So that is what's going on there. Meanwhile, I did want to have like Constance and uh is it Zechariah becoming friends, just hanging out a bit. You know, they both well, at least like Constance is feeling like her older siblings are doing a lot of stuff without her, and so it's nice for her to have a friend in the house. So that is a cute little thing going on. And then we are then going to have Yasmina go out and see her friend Lavina. So her and Lavina are going to chat. She also has a crush on Lavina. There's just so much going on with Yasmina. She just is really crushing on literally everybody. Um, so I'm going to have them. Also, why can't I use the chess table at the library either? Huh? Why? So anyway, these two are going to chat and spend some time together. And basically, Yasmina needs advice about the whole situation regarding Angelo and all of that. So she's going to talk to Angelo, or talk to Lavina, and say, you know, that she is having an issue. Like, of course, Lavina already knows that she's engaged to William, and she's like, but I think that I had a really great connection with Angelo, and now all of a sudden I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then these two are being a bit flirty with each other, and of course she still has a crush on her, but like, she's just like, literally everyone around her, like, she cannot help herself. But yes, so Camille Waldrick has been around for both of these things, and I feel like this guy is just like, what is happening? But anyway, so the two of them are just, you know, spending time talking about it and worrying about it. And so, you know, Lavina basically tells her like, wow, like, you've got multiple guys fighting over you, and I can't even get one guy, you know? So, that is something that is going on there. And so we're going to just harvest some of this stuff, work on some of our planting stuff. Yep, okay, and work on our cooking skill. And I think I didn't realize that I was clicking on the wrong cooking book, but that's whatever. Anyway, so yeah, she's just was chatting with Lavina and, you know, worrying about the future and about what she should do and about all of that. And then we're having a baby, but unfortunately the baby did not survive. So they just had a baby that did not survive, which is unfortunate, but they still have plenty of baby tries left. So I'm not really worried about them. But yeah, so she is just going to be working on her cooking skill, and we'll get Adele pregnant again, and then we'll add the baby to the tree. Unfortunately, it did not survive. The Hobards are like, they are having a lot of kids, but not a lot of them are surviving. It's really interesting. So that's fine. And then we are going to start doing some birthday stuff. So let me read out the birthdays. We have Lena Waldrick becoming an infant, Peter Hobart becoming a toddler, Joan Hobart becoming a toddler, Humphrey Dubois II becoming a child, Jose Verduzco becoming a young adult, Marcela Verduzco becoming a teenager, Magdalena Verduzco becoming a young adult. That was Gwen's crush. How sad. And then the baby boy Hobart died. And then also, since we know that I've been really struggling with dealing with the situation about cleaning up my game a little bit so that we can at least focus on making sure that we have some space in the save file. So I did do some cleanup and got rid of some Sims that I'm not really planning on using anymore. So let me tell you who I killed off in the meantime. That is Wymond Whitehead, Madison Brigg, Amyce Domino, Angus Waldrick, Duchana Waldrick. Those are our grandparents, but we don't need them anymore. Bert Domino, Lee. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce this. Udmila Stroud, Randolph Manuel, Mercedes Verduzco, and Javier Verduzco. So those are the Sims that I have culled from the game. They are no longer going to be involved in all of that. And so next year, it doesn't really look like we have any interesting birthdays, just a couple of smaller birthdays. Nothing in our main household. We won't have anything in our main household for some time, not until probably like 1590. So anyway, we're going to have to make sure that Yasmina can bring her family members back to life before she does her birthday roll. So that would be bad. Anyway, let's I'll see you next time, and yeah. I mixed up my two things. Let's hop into the game and I'll catch you in the next. Okay. Anyway, I will catch you in the next one.